When I tell you to roll the tape, I mean roll the tape. After all, I am the host of this show, and we got a great card here today. All I can tell you is it's excitement. It's going down. Oh, just...
I've heard all the nonsense that's going on. I am not under suspension. I am doing the show. This is my television show. You can assist me. Listen to the people. Listen to the people.
It's nice to see you back.
What is the nonsense you've been spreading about suspension? I was on a holiday.
It's great to see you back.
Sure it is.
I hope you've learned your lesson now.
I've listened to what you've been saying behind my back.
I thought you weren't listening.
I heard all about it. I heard all about it. What have we got on the show tonight? You can tell me, Big Shot.
Oh, we got a great card.
Yeah, I know.
You know, when you're talking to Bruce Hart, Ricky Rice, Bulldog Bob Brown, Kerry Brown, big main event.
Bob Brown, you're working?
Oh, yes, I'm going to go out today.
I can hardly wait. Thank you for assisting me.
The young bloods are here.
The young bloods
Angel
are here.
Adez.
I don't want to talk anymore. We'll be right back. I'll guarantee you we'll have action. Well, we'll launch the proceedings with a look-see at the veteran Goldie Rogers. 223 out of Hollywood, California. He's in against a loudmouth that answers to the name J.T. Law from Austin, Texas.
Before you get underway, Ed Wellen, it's just my great pleasure to welcome you back to ringside. Listen,
your tune changes.
And I'll tell you the truth, I know everybody has to learn their lesson, but listen, when you get suspended...
I haven't got a lesson to learn. Not with this show.
You've been gone 3 weeks on a suspension by the IWA.
On holidays, let's get this straight. Suspension indeed. Right now, J.T. Law is being suspended by one Goldie Rogers, and when you talk about suspensions, I understand that the IWA is about to lift the suspensions on Johnny Smith and the Dynamite Kid, and that's going to set the stage for the dog fight of the decade somewhere down the line.
Well, you know, I never did think that the suspension should have taken place. I think the IWA jumped to conclusions, and right away they wanted to make a name for themselves, especially the local authorities. Go ahead and suspend them without a hearing. Now, you know, they're quite active at doing this, suspending people without a hearing. You know, in this country of Canada and United States, everybody's got the...
blood pressure still terrible.
Everybody's got a right to a trial. This is a free country, and everybody's got the right to speak, whether it's right or wrong. And I think the suspension of Dynamite Kid, Johnny Smith, and the Weasel was not called for.
You're quite a politician. Quite a politician. There's a 2 count. I have not told you, have I, that the third man in the ring is David Putnam. Referee, I have not seen in action. What do you think of David?
Well, he's been doing a tremendous job throughout the area, and all the wrestling fans just love him. He don't stand for any nonsense. I tell you, wrestlers get checked. If they're found with foreign objects, it's automatically $100. I don't know who sent him in here, or if this is just a way of cracking down on professional athletes like you say, Ed. But believe me, you haven't saw him, but you can ask Jim Davis. He's been doing a job and a half, hasn't he, Jim?
Jim Davis?
That'll be Davies, actually, and David Putnam is a big boy, so he can handle some of the guys when they're giving him some guff, but he's been a little questionable. It seems that he has a large eye gleamed onto some of the popular wrestlers who are generally clean wrestlers, and he seems to let an awful lot go from some of the questionable wrestlers.
You see? You see? I think there's a difference of opinion here. Okay, we're at the 5-minute mark.
Why did I think that there was going to be an opinion between you two guys? I'm just calling it. Now, you're going to stand by and watch the kid in action.
You just be quiet. I want to watch a match. Enough blather. This is Goldie Rogers and J.T. Law. Goldie, isn't he cute? Boy, he delivers a mean elbow to the throat. Well, that Putnam kid is very quick.
And there's a lot of there's a few things that you haven't been, been brought up to. You know, Bruce Hart has been beat up the last 3 weeks. He's been carried out of the ring on 2 different occasions. His father stuck his nose in the business again. Dean Hart got his nose clipped. all the hearts are being controlled right now at this instant moment by Kerry Brown and Bulldog Bob Brown, even though he's got Ricky Rice as a partner. And later on in this show, every time I think out about it, I have to laugh because it's a mismatch. Kerry Brown and Bulldog Bob Brown's going to go on to big victories tonight. Over the two guys, we're going to stop them before they ever get started. Ricky Rice and Bruce Hart. What a senseless fool that Hart is.
That's your opinion. Okay. All right, we're watching Goldie Rogers against J.T. Law. Rogers from Hollywood, Law out of Austin, Texas. David Putnam, third man in the ring. This is a one-fall affair. There's a 15-minute time limit hereabouts. You didn't expect to see me. I launched myself. I couldn't wait to get into this, in front of this microphone once again.
I really missed you, Ed.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. You bad-mouthed me from here to Timbuktu. You know who asked for you in Korea and Thailand and Singapore?
Oh, well, there should be a lot of people asking.
Nobody.
Should be a lot of people asking about me because I tell you what,
Totally.
I was quite popular over
They
there.
said Bulldog who? Matter of fact, in one of those countries with bulldogs, they put them in a pot. All right, the claw hold. This Law talks a good game. J.T. Law, and he says he is the Law. We're moving toward the 10-minute mark. Putting a bit of a claw hold on the left shoulder.
I'm going to a place not too far away, a place that you're quite familiar with. You know, I'm going up to Vancouver, BC. I'm going up
Great
to
city.
I'm going up to Victoria, BC. You know, BC brings back a lot of memories. I always can remember what they did to the Flames.
Seems to me the Calgary Flames of the National Hockey League, last time I checked, had the Stanley Cup. I don't know what you're laughing about.
I can't wait to get back to Vancouver and Victoria. You know what kind of a car that was. Hey, listen, they still talk to me on the street about the wrestling from British Columbia. Where's Bulldog Bob Brown? You don't have to worry about it. I'm coming back to wrestle. And I hope I get my hands on Bruce Hart, Chris Benoit, Ricky Rice, or even maybe Gene Kiniski if he comes out of retirement.
Well, Gino in his day would have had your lunch, my friend. Underneath. Absolutely. There's a good clothesline, and the Law gets laid down right in mid-ring. We're moving toward the 10-minute mark. As mentioned, one fall, 15 minutes.
Also going to Kelowna, going to Kamloops, going to Williams Lake Stampede.
All right.
Second to none, you know. Well, I tell you, the second biggest rodeo in the country. Of course, you know, Calgary's #1. But I'm looking forward to going to Stampede, and I hear it could be the dog fight of the world right there. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. The dog fight, the British Bulldogs, and yeah, a lot of people in wrestling are talking about the breakup of that great team.
And they're blaming me for it. I don't know why.
I've no doubt that somehow you got your sticky fingers in there.
You know, Williams Lake, you know, is the wildest place in BC.
Yeah, okay, enough. This is Goldie Rogers and J.T. Law in the corner. Law coming back strong now. Hammering away at his man.
10 minutes.
We're at the 10-minute mark, says Bill Hunt, our timekeeper tonight. And right now, it's Law doing the pitching. Can he get him? This is a tricky guy, this Goldie Rogers.
Yeah, and you know, Law has been around. You know, he's been around for 3 or 4 years. He was here some time ago, but he didn't pan out too good. But hey, watching him now, it looks like a different person. So I think, hey, maybe when he went home back to the United States of America, he got into training with some star of professional wrestling, because he's quite changed. Don't you think, Ed?
Yeah, he's much more effective as we remember him the last time. A little bit rougher, maybe, but he needs that against a guy like Goldie Rogers. Rogers seems to be in trouble. but I have seen him play possum on many an occasion. Well, now, you see what I mean about Rogers? With him, it's not over till it's over. Rogers gonna drive him across that ring. Look out, Nelly caught him beautifully with that clothesline. He's gonna give him the big smash and the cover. 1, 2, close call, close call.
And that David Putnam, don't hold back. He almost counted him out. Gotta lift those shoulders, you know.
Oh, man. Oh, man, that's a little tough in the midsection. The cover, 1, 2. No, he got it up in the ropes. J.T. Law is just hanging on now. Goldie Rogers in control of things. Well, Law threw him off on the attempted neck breaker.
Well, Goldie Rogers went to give him the neck breaker, and Law was close to the ropes. He hung on, and he took his own thing. Now here comes the DDT. I don't think that Goldie Rogers is going to get out of this yet.
He didn't. He didn't. J.T. Law scoring the win. You surprised?
I'm really surprised of the victory. I'll tell you the truth, I was pulling for Goldie Rogers, but J.T. came up, and he's quite an improved wrestler since the last time he was here. It's a big win for this young man.
Okay, and here's Jim Davies.
You're going up against two of the very biggest, toughest, meanest wrestlers in all the territory tonight. It's going to be a big challenge for you.
Well, that's right, Jim. You know, there's not too many bigger or nastier dudes in the territory than Angel of Death or Larry Cameron right now. Me and Chris are confident. We got the speed, been wrestling together a long time. Let me get away from the subject for just a minute, Jim. There's a lot of good tag teams coming in the territory. It's the White Knights coming in. It's supposed to be one heck of a tag team from down south. And it's sad to say that, you know, Dynamite Kid, what he did, he's teaming up with Johnny Smith, but if they want to come after these belts, we'll be ready for them too.
Chris Benoit?
Angel of Death, Larry Cameron, you've only been teamed up for about a month now. Biff and I have been teamed up for over a year. We've got a lot more going for us. We've got speed. We work better together as a team. Angel of Death, Larry Cameron, we're going to prove that these belts belong around both of our waists right here tonight.
They want those belts, and they want to keep them. The Young Bloods, Biff Wellington, Chris Benoit. Now, let's go down to ringside with Bulldog Bob Brown.
You know, later on this program, Lethal Larry, I've watched you come along. I watched you win the championship like you told everybody you're going to. But the match coming up, you and the Angel of Death, I got an eye on it, and I think you guys capable of lifting the championship away from Wellington and Chris Benoit. I think the two guys are well overrated. And what do you guys have to do to go out and beat them for the title?
Well, you know, Bob Brown, the only thing that me and Angel Death have to do to beat Chris Benoit and Biff Wellington is to show up. And as you can see, we are here in living color. Me and Angel Death is taking on a new look, the new mean, lean look. Chris Benoit, Biff Wellington, you call yourself high flyers. But I tell you what, long as you flying, you are safe. But once your feet hit the mat, Chris and Biff, sound a little like dog food, don't it? But I tell you what, once your feet hit the mat, it's going to be all over with. 1, 2, 3, because what you are dealing with is a very big man and a giant.
You know, will a Claw do the thing tonight?
Well, you know, that remains to be seen, doesn't it, Big Bob?
Yeah.
But I'll tell you one thing about high flyers. High flyers eventually got to come in for a landing. When you come in for the landing, you never know what's going to happen to you. Now, you boys want to go giant hunting? That's fine with us. But it doesn't mean that you're going to get a victory out of it. I'll tell you what, I might just put this on both of your heads. I might put this one on you, Biff. I might put this one on you, Chris. Both at the same time. Well, Lethal Larry just has himself a good laugh.
I tell you what, Bob, I can promise you, and I can promise all the rest of you morons out there, somebody's going to get hurt.
Stay tuned for the big match, and we'll be right back after this commercial break.
He's back. Duke Myers, the Iron Fist, out of Portland, Oregon, and he now bends the beams at greater capacity than ever before, 290 pounds. He is in there against Kim Shaw, 240-pounder from Hamilton. Jürgen Herman, the referee. A one-fall affair with a 20-minute time limit. It is astonishing to me that after all these years, Duke Myers still wears the big glove on his left wrist and hand, maintaining it's an old war injury. Funny thing, it was used as a weapon time and time and time again.
You know, I don't know Duke Myers that well. I do know that he was very successful with Kerry Brown as a tag team. And I tell you the truth, I heard too that they held the tag team title. Last week, I brought him in, you know, and Bruce Hart deliberately used a baseball bat with Ricky Rice and Ron Ritchie to my son in the parking lot. And of course, you know, he's been out of it for almost 3 weeks. He starts back tonight. So this is why this man right here was very important to me. He came in and took Kerry's place, and we went on to big victories.
Really? Well, Duke Myers is roughed up and ready. Yes, he and Kerry Brown formed a connection that for a long time held the international tag team belts. Called themselves the Masters of Disaster. Did you know that?
Yes, I knew that. Not as bad as what we're going to be called tonight later on this card. You know what's going to happen. Kerry Brown comes back. His arm's all healed, and we're taking on Bruce Rice and Ricky Rice. And I expect big things.
Bruce Rice?
Oh, Bruce Hart. He gets me confused every time I think. I'll tell you the truth. You can walk the streets after you can get up in the morning, and all you can look at. Yeah, you can look at. All you see is Bruce Hart.
Yeah,
so tonight, I want to get rid of him once and for all.
Yeah,
and I think we're capable.
Would you concentrate on this fight? There's the big elbow. Duke Myers delivering it. And although we have seen a great improvement with Kim Shaw, boy, he has bitten off a ton, and tried to handle Duke Myers. Myers, the canny veteran, and a very tough hombre, to say the least.
What does he weigh, or what does Duke Myers weigh?
290.
I'll tell you the truth, the 290 pounds is really put together. And you know, he's not that big of a man, but he's well put together. And 290 pounds, yeah, I would say that
He's got about a 60-inch waistline. What are you talking about he's put together?
You think he's got a big waistline?
Yeah.
I think that's all muscles.
All thunder gut out there. Muscle. He's enormous size.
Yeah, he's got a great opponent, Kim Shaw. Hey, don't count this kid out. This kid has really been coming on. In the last 2 weeks, you know, I've been in Saskatchewan and BC, and I tell you, this kid's really come on and won some big matches.
Yeah? Well, Shaw has developed. I can't argue with you on that one. But I'm amazed by the size of Myers. Always a big man, but invariably he worked this territory at about 250, 260 at the very most. Is he loading up the glove? What's he doing? Kim Shaw says, what's he doing with that glove?
I remember years ago when he hurt the wrist. I knew it never did mend.
Was it the Second World War, Vietnam, or Korea?
No, that's not smart, Ed.
Well, he said it's a war injury.
Well, I tell you the truth, there's a lot of wars overseas that doesn't take place 50 years ago. There's wars going on right now. Which one are you talking about?
That's what I'm asking you. What's his excuse? That's what I'm asking you.
There's nothing in it. It's just, hey.
No, sure. You haven't watched him in action. I have many on occasion. He's got something in there. And Kim Shaw is rather agitated. Jürgen Hermann is rather confused. But then what else is new for Jürgen Hermann?
60-inch waist.
I think so.
Have you ever told him that?
Not to his face. We're at the 5-minute mark. This is a one-fall affair with a 20-minute time limit. Kim Shaw is still complaining to the referee, but to little avail. Now you see, he is using that glove to attack. Now he throws in a headbutt. He's an awesome looking figure in that ring. I don't deny that fact. He gets that look on his kisser, and you don't want to talk to him.
No, listen, let me. I wouldn't want to meet him in the back lane. I wouldn't want to tell the guy he's got a 60-inch waist. Hey, Ed.
You're really hooked on that, are you? You want to get me into trouble, don't you?
Well, I'll tell you said it, and I didn't. I'm just repeating what you said, but I'll tell you, too, the guy looks good, and I'll tell you, too, he hasn't been around for a long time, but I don't think he's lost anything. I think he takes the match. He's taking Kim Shaw.
I haven't said he lost anything. I said he's added a lot.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
okay. Let's get that straight. Still applying the claw. And you can see the expression on Kim Shaw's face. He can feel it. Now on either side of the neck, and down he goes to his knee. Myers and Kerry Brown at one time really controlled this territory as far as tag teams were concerned, and they were one of the, I hate to tell you, Bulldog, one of the most unpopular tag teams that ever graced this ring.
Yeah, I heard that they just rampaged through Canada and then some with their ability. I hear they're an awesome team, but of course, you know, Kerry had his options, you know, of tagging up with him again, but I don't know what has happened in the meantime, but of course, he looked to me for help, and I'm giving Kerry Brown the help, and this is why me and Kerry are tag team partners. We're an awesome twosome too, you know.
No, I didn't know that. Well, he's checking everything except the glove, really. Kim Shaw says he's got the glove loaded. Myers gets that smile on his kisser. Beware.
Too bad, Ed, you missed all the action while you were gone about Davey Boy Smith and Chris Benoit, Dynamite Kid. You know, they had an altercation in that dressing room. Was the worst thing I've ever saw in professional wrestling. It was terrible. And Davey Boy Smith and Benoit, they just got the heck beat out of them. And I'll tell you, when the war starts, it's going to go for a long time, because I think Davey Boy Smith and Dynamite Kid itself, the war is just started.
Okay, we'll check that out a little later. We've got an excerpt of a confrontation with the Dynamite Kid and Davey Boy Smith, etc. Now you're watching Duke Myers against Kim Shaw. Myers venting the beams. He practically busted the beams at 290 out of Portland. Shaw 240 from Hamilton. Referee Jurgen Herman, as we near the 10-minute mark, having a close look-see. 20-minute time limit on this one. Myers has been pressing with that claw hold to the shoulder and neck muscles almost continuously in this fight. Nice drop kick. Caught him in that big target of the midsection, and then the arm drag.
I know you say you went away on holidays. Would you like to go on a holiday with me?
No.
You wouldn't even like to go on a holiday if I was going salmon fishing for steelheads in Prince Rupert and Kitimat? You wouldn't want to go with me?
I could find company I might. I don't wish to be rude, but I'm not sure that we'd get along, okay?
Well, we're going to be in both those great cities, you know, and I just can't wait because everybody wants to take me salmon fishing.
Yeah,
and you're invited.
Right. All right. Well, somehow I doubt it. At any rate, Kim Shaw against Duke Myers. Shaw beginning to come in now, and we have hit the 10-minute mark. You're a little surprised when I walked in at the beginning of the show, huh? A little shell-shocked, huh?
Well, I was shocked because, you see, I was told I was doing the whole wrestling card thing along with my great partner, Jim here. We had a great time together for 3 weeks. You know, hey, listen.
He didn't abuse you at all?
Jim was just wonderful. We
perfect gentleman.
We spoke kind to each other and stuff like that. He had nice things to say about me. Hey, listen, we're scheduled to do the show tonight. In walks Ed Whelan. Now, wouldn't you be surprised?
I liked it. Okay, at mid-ring, Myers getting the shot to the midsection, retaliated with a glove. And he's using that to the face of Kim Shaw. And Shaw is very upset about what's happening here.
What about a match coming up? I want your feelings about Sumahara and Ron Ritchie. I think this is going to be the most exciting match. It could be the most exciting match on the card. I think Ron Ritchie and Sumahara are both great athletes. One from Canada, one from Japan. And you know those countries, they produce a lot of great athletes. And this match I'm really looking forward to.
Well, we're going to see it very shortly, and I agree with you that both of them are excellent fighters. I'll tell you, seeing this Sumahara a few weeks back for the first time, I found him very impressive. Look at this. Now, you kind of felt that coming, didn't you? Here's Myers with that loading up the glove kind of motion. Top of the head, holds him down. It's a 2, it's a 3, it's all over. But I still want to know the necessity for the glove.
You know, Ed, I really don't know if there's anything in the glove or not. I've never really watched them throughout the years like you have. So all I could say is I saw a match just now, and I thought Duke Myers was the better of the two in the ring. I don't think he's got anything in his hand. Never has and never will. I think the guy's too great of an athlete.
Duke Myers. Nothing has changed. The old war injury, you have to keep the glove on, don't you?
Well, I want to tell you something, Mr. Whalen. You know, I thought it was healed up pretty good, but the tendons are really weak. You notice me tonight.
This has gone on for years.
Just be quiet. Let me say what on my piece, and then you can all you want to. Tendons are weak. You see me having to get my arms straightened out. And the only thing is, you know, I've tried to get it taken care of, but doctor says no, I need the support. You know, and me being the kind person that I am, I really like this guy tonight, you know. But I finally got my arm adjusted, you know, to where I could do something with that open hand, you know. And he went down like a big rock, you know.
You like that?
Yeah, I like that. I mean, you know.
Nothing has changed.
What do you mean nothing?
I mean, nothing
Hey,
has changed.
I've been in Calgary. I've been out amongst the people, and these people like me.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's true. Calgary loves me. You know, I'm a nice guy.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Duke Myers. And speaking of nice guys, yeah, sure. Here's Bulldog Bob Brown.
Well, you're out here nice and quiet right now, nice and smooth. You're not talking. Please don't talk too much, because at the end of this card tonight, you're going against Kerry Brown and Bulldog Bob Brown. Would you enlighten me on what your plans are?
My plans are to kick your butt, Bulldog Brown. I don't know why the TV producers send me out here to talk to a moron every week. I may as well be talking to a telephone post or something like that.
Well, let's just remind you.
I don't even need you to hold the mic. Some
Let's
brainless
remind you-
idiot just to hold it.
Just a minute. Let me remind you one thing, Mr. Hart. This is my television time. There's a director over here. I will not take any garbage from you whatsoever, and I'll cut you off the air if you outspoken to me once again. Now, what do you got to say?
I don't have to say a lot to you, Bullhead Brown, nor your pot-bellied son. I'll tell you, they'll be set
All right,
tonight.
let's cut. Cut him off.
Hey, Brown,
Now,
I haven't
just
even
a minute
started.
now. Just a minute, you don't.
I haven't even
Now,
started
now,
yet.
cut it off.
Against a young man who has made quite an impression in this territory out of Sapporo, Japan, Sumahara. Ritchie, the bigger man at 245 from Winnipeg, of course. Hara from Sapporo, as mentioned, is at 223. He's outweighed by about 22 pounds. That seems of little consequence, however. He's got that blinding speed in the ring. Third man in the ring is Dean Hart. You like Hara?
Just before we get underway, Ed, let me remind you one thing. I cut Bruce Rice off and Ricky Rice off the interview.
You said Bruce Rice.
Bruce Hart. I get him confused again. I cut him off the air for the simple
What
reason.
happened to your tie?
Well, let me tell you something. He ripped my tie off and stuff like
Ripped
that.
your tie
Oh, yeah.
off?
And I just can't have these things going on out in television land. I cut him off with a minute to go in the interview, and I will cut him off permanently. I'm not going to be abused or humiliated and embarrassed by Bruce Hart. Today was the final day. I cut him off the air, and I'm going to talk with the producer. Maybe we'll take the whole thing off the air.
I don't think so.
I cut him off.
I hear that you cut him off. I also might mention you don't control the show. There's a producer and there's myself. You have to get by them first. A close-up look at Sumahara.
You always told me you can't have the wrestlers manhandle the announcers.
Well, you're sort of not an announcer.
What am I?
That is a question I've asked myself waking up in the wee small hours of the night. What is he? Good question. Sumahara really caught him with a kick high to the chest.
I really told you earlier in the card that this match here would start out slow, and it has done that. It started out slow. Let me remind you about these two guys. These two guys know that this match is really important to both their wrestling careers. A win by either one of them would really put them up in the rankings. And these guys today are not going to take any chances whatsoever. If they see something that's not right, they're not going to go for it. Mark my word now, because these are two great athletes, and they're not going to make the mistakes that we think that they're going to make.
I don't know what you said, but what the heck. Okay, we're nearing the 10-minute mark.
You didn't know what I said.
We're nearing the 10-minute mark. Sumahara against Ron Ritchie. It has been hard hitting. Of that, there's no question. But I'll tell you another thing. It has been pretty well a case of the rules being recognized.
Well, I tell you, referee Dean Hart's having an easy time. But after all, you know, this match just got underway. And you know as well as all three announcers know what Ritchie's capable of doing. He's capable of coming back and giving us a lot of excitement like he's done the last 6 or 7 weeks. He's a great competitor. But he's got to remind himself one thing, that he's dealing with a Japanese individual who was well-trained before he came over here. And this guy's got it all patted down. There's a lot of things that you may not like about Sumahara, but I guarantee you, the bottom line is wrestling. That's what the marquee says outside every wrestling arena.
I like Sumahara. I got nothing against him. I think he's a very fine fighter. I'm hoping he doesn't come totally under your influence. He's tough. Whoa, did he deliver that kick to the back? And we have gone past the 10-minute mark. This is a one-fall affair. 30-minute time limit, knee to the midsection. These guys are hitting hard. One thing about Sumahara, too, and it's true for Ron Ritchie as well, both of them can dish it out. Both of them can take it, too. Right now, doing the taking is Ron Ritchie. He gets turned over into the crab.
No, you got to go out and feel sorry for Sumahara. Sumahara don't speak English, not a word. And he's coming in here and taking this match right to Ron Ritchie, who can speak perfectly English and everything and do everything that's right in Canada. Here's a guy that's 15,000 miles from home, away from his family, his wife, his kids, and he's putting on a heck of a show right now, and he's showing me that he was well-trained, Ed.
Okay. That's Sumahara up top. In previous matches a few months back, he was given to doing his Tammy Baker look-alike contest bit, but he has done away with all of the mascara and what have you. Still every bit as menacing a fighter. He's a good one. Turns him over again. Can he get him this time? Man, there's a lot of pressure there.
Yeah, I know, and he's putting it on the way it's supposed to be put on. Now, Ritchie hasn't got a chance to move. Now, you notice his back, it's bent in. Ritchie's in a lot of pain now, and the only way to come out of this, if Ritchie was closer, I could tell him, he has to spring backwards.
Well, we'll see if that's precisely what he does. Boy, the pressure's been poured on him for, what, a solid minute or more. Ritchie will not succumb under these circumstances. Can he get out of it?
You see, Richie's been under tremendous pressure the last 4 or 5 weeks. You know yourself, he wrestled lethal Larry Cameron 2 or 3 different occasions, the Angel of Death. Hey, he hasn't had easy pickings like Bruce Hart has. He picks his own opponents, and you know, hey, he's had to go out and earn everything that he's capable of doing. Hey, he's getting them all the tough ones.
Whoa, he got a turnover, and there's a 1, there's a 2, that's all. Close call. It's for certain that Sumohara has banged up his left knee. Having a little trouble operating with one wheel. There's a cover, there's a 1, there's a not anything more.
You see, when Ron Ritchie picked him up and lost his balance, that was due to that Boston crab that Sumohara put on him earlier. And now he's got the sleeper, kind of a sleeper on him. I tell you, Sumohara is giving him a treatment what professional wrestling is all about. He'll learn more today than he's learned in the last 5 or 6 weeks from other wrestlers. Because, you know, Sumohara has got nothing to lose and everything to gain. He's over here to make a name for himself, and this is exactly what he's doing at Ritchie's expense.
Sumohara out of Sapporo, Japan, against Ron Ritchie of Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. We are nearing the 15-minute mark. This is 1 fall with a 30-minute time limit. Referee is Dean Hart. You look disgraceful without a tie.
Well, I tell you the truth, I'm a first-class individual. You know, I come prepared to work, you know, and when I get manhandled by a guy like Bruce Hart, it makes me sick to my stomach. He's got no rights to put his hands on announcers. After all, we're doing a great job. Hey, we're on 5 or 6 networks. Hey, we didn't get there just by twiddling our fingers, and Bruce Hart's got no business coming out here.
You're not an announcer.
That's true. That's right. Listen, I'm a play-by-play man, and we got a job to do, and he's going to do it our way, or Bruce Hart's not going to be on this show.
Well, that might be a decision of the producer and a decision of Ed Whalen. I don't know that you are qualified to make that decision. At any rate, back up there in the ring, Ritchie rallying. Oh, he ran into the clothesline, and did he ever go flying? Dean Hart, referee, looking it over. There's a 2 count. It has been hard-hitting throughout, but I sense that some of the audience, feeling there's not much in the way of skullduggery, might feel shortchanged. I don't buy that philosophy.
Well, you know, you got an important match like this, and then you look at the 3rd mat in the ring, who do you see? You see another Hart. That's a downfall for the both guys already, because either one of them know they're not going to get a break from them.
You're a little paranoid about Hearts, are you? Just got it, too.
I just don't like the Harts. Ed, you know...
I got that impression.
You know, there's people in your lifetime that you don't like. Yes,
no.
there is, Ed. And you know it. I don't like the Harts.
Well, maybe Bob Brown, yeah.
And I want all the wrestling fans to know that I hate them. And anytime you see Brown against one of the Harts, hey, you're going to see a contest, because I'm going to go out and eliminate him. We already eliminated one Wayne Hart. He hasn't been around for 3 weeks. He got lost, too, just like you did.
Really? Look at this. Little slugfest, and Sumohara winds up down 2. That's off. He is nursing that left knee. Injured it about 5 minutes ago and has had problems ever since. 1. That's all he gets.
Big mistake on Ritchie's part. What's the sense of covering Sumohara? He's not going to get a 1, 2, 3 because, hey, you got to put Sumohara out. Now, here's the kind of a thing that could end the match right here.
The big power slam as he got him. It's a 1, it's a 2, it's just 2. Crowd is yelling, sleeper, sleeper, give him the sleeper. Small package, 1, 2, not enough. Ritchie trying to finish him off. Watch this now, off the ropes, got him, slammed him, 1, 2, 1, just a minute,
He did get him.
He did get him.
Now, let me Let me remind you one thing. Let's take a look at this match. I like to see it, if they can, in slow motion. I like to show you what Dean Hart just did. He counted Stu Maher out, and Stu Maher's shoulder was a half an inch above his shoulder. And this match should be still going on. It was a disgraceful piece of refereeing by Dean Hart.
All right, whatever you say. Speaking of disgraceful things, I cannot believe the breakup of the British Bulldogs. The great team. Oh, get out of here. Anyway, Davy Boy Smith and the Dynamite Kid, there is no love lost. I want to take you back to a scene in the dressing room and follow up with some interviews that were done in the dressing room. And let's have a look at what they've got to say about something that looks like it's going to be the dog fight of the decade. A very distressing development in professional wrestling, the breakup of the Bulldogs.
You know, Dynamite, now you can see something for yourself. I've told you all along, I can see it for myself. You can see that Davy Boy Smith was just a big ego glory hunter. I told you that from the beginning, and now you can find it out for yourself.
You know something, Davy Boy Smith? I made you what you are today. I made you a superstar in New York. I made you a superstar in Japan. I took you around the world 3 times on my coattails. And you know what you are? You're nothing. I'm sick and I'm tired of you. You're disgusting, Davy Boy Smith. I can't even stand looking at you or looking at a photograph of you. And when the suspension is lifted and the smoke clears, the British Bruisers, the Dynamite Kid and Johnny Smith will take care of you. Benoit, the Kid in single matches, Benoit in single matches, you're going down, and the British Bruisers are taking over Stampede Wrestling.
You know, Dynamite Kid, for 8 years we was tag team partners. We was united as the British Bulldogs, and never one time did I do anything bad to you or you do anything bad to me. I watched your back, you watched my back. You come in the ring saying I went and around the world 3 times. You took me to Japan. You brought me to Stampede Wrestling. I was riding on your coattails. Well, let me tell you something, Dynamite Kid. Your coattails ain't big enough to carry Davy Boy Smith. They ain't big enough to carry these 22-inch arms. Well, let me tell you something. When Davy Boy Smith steps in the ring with you, or even my own brother, that's right, you want to reunite yourselves as the British Bruisers. Well, right now, there's only one British one, and that's me. It's not the British Bulldogs. It's the British Bulldog, Davy Boy Smith. And at the side of me could be my new tag team partner, the one what you said, Dynamite Kid, the superstar of the 90s. When you retired and gave him your wrestling boots, you said he's going to be the superstar of the 90s. You said it. He didn't, and he is going to be with me, Dynamite Kid.
Championship action for the International Tag Team belts. The combination as challengers of Lethal Larry Cameron and the Angel of Death. Combined weight, 553 pounds. In at only 440, but they are the reigning champions, the Youngbloods. Chris Benoit and Biff Wellington. Benoit out of Edmonton, Wellington out of Lloydminster. Both of them bending the beams at 220 pounds. David Putnam is the referee. And as it is with any championship match, this is at least a 1-fall affair and at least a 1-hour time limit. Right now, the Angel of Death is busy bragging that he's going to be wearing the belt. Lethal Larry Cameron getting set to come back into the ring. Oh, he's getting himself all fitted, James.
Well, he is psyched up for this bout, is the Angel of Death. The one thing that makes this bout almost an oddity is that you would think that the challengers should be the underdogs in this situation with a 293-pounder Angel of Death and 260-pounder Lethal Larry Cameron, the North American heavyweight champ. You would have to say that the challengers might be favored over the champions.
Well, there's the facet of speed, the facet of courage, and apparently the Angel is unaware that this bout is not exactly over. But he is a monster of a man. 293, and you compare him to Duke Myers at relatively the same weight, and this fella's very slim and trim. Couldn't pull him over. Look at this. Underneath. Bottom crossbody block. 1, 2. Boy, that official, that referee is very quick. Like his work. Here comes Benoit. Well, it's a pleasure to be sitting with Jim Davies. Bulldog Bob Brown is getting ready for his bout. Now I might get a word in edgewise.
It's amazing. I was talking to Bulldog Bob Brown during the intermission. He was confident to the point of being cocky. He says that Bruce Hart and Ricky Rice will be nothing, that he can handle them without even any assist from his son, Kerry the Pitbull Brown. I'll tell you, I think he's got a little bit of a comeuppance coming a little later on in our card.
Well, we're going to find that out. Right now, we're going to concentrate on Lethal Larry Cameron against Chris Benoit. Boy, is he quick. Is he quick? Is he decisive? Benoit decks his man. Crowd loves it. Cameron has to get over there in a hurry and make a tag with the Angel. Wow. Little test of strength here. Bigger man's got to have an advantage here.
You would think, but Chris Benoit has proved that he can take on the biggest men in the business and come out successful. During your sojourn, Ed, in the Far East, Chris Benoit would have taken that North American Heavyweight Championship belt from Lethal Larry Cameron, except for outside interference by Rotten Ron Starr. Rotten Ron Starr became so unpopular for interfering, he has since fled the territory.
Crowd is chanting with a "Go, Chris, go." Young Benoit, Young Wellington, the Young Bloods, as they are called, have an enormous amount of support. Given their relative weights, I'm surprised that Benoit would elect to exchange in the manner in which he did a moment ago, but look at his speed beginning to tell again. Here's Cameron. Caught him in the midsection. The tag, it's Wellington. Takes over, drives him. Beautiful clothesline. Here he comes again. Boy, did he catch him. We mentioned in an earlier bout that Sumahara was really having problems with his left knee. I went into the dressing room. It's very, very swollen. He is in some kind of difficulty and had a hard time making his way through that match. There's the hip toss, and up top, Chris Benoit. Love the speed of these two guys, known as the Young Bloods.
And they work so well together, Ed. That is the thing that they've got as a real advantage over the big men. And here comes Bulldog Bob Brown.
Well, the people are standing in line.
What is this? You're in your trunks. You're all ready to go.
Yeah, they're standing up. When I walked out, you know, giving me the standing ovation. I just had to come out and talk to you about this match. I don't know what's went on so far, but I usually see that Chris Benoit has got an illegal hold on Lethal Larry Cameron.
No, wrong. Benoit and Wellington have done a whale of a job. Watch this now. Angel caught him from behind. David Putnam is warning him.
Yeah, don't you think that was a stupid move on Chris Benoit? He knows the big guy standing in the corner. Stay away from him. Because you know what? They're capable of going out here tonight and losing their titles. These are the mistakes that they can't afford to make. I know you can sit down and you can talk to Chris Benoit and Biff Wellington till your head turns blue, and they make the same mistakes every night.
That's why they're champions, right?
Well, they wouldn't be champions. They're not supposed to be champions.
Come on.
You know that you...
They are
hold
champions.
Hold on. Don't you remember the night you and Stu Hart took the belts off me and
You
Kerry?
know, you want to know something? I enjoyed working with Jim a moment ago. I got to think a little. The peace and quiet was rather interesting. And a contrast to you. Look at that.
It was you and Hart that took the titles away from me and Kerry.
I
blame you.
I don't remember. Here's the cover. Well, he's up on the rope with that leg, so there's no count there. But Benoit really got thrown by the big man, the Angel, the 293-pounder. There's a power slam. There is no question about the fact this is hard hitting.
Oh, there's no doubt. Listen, this is an important match. And, you know, like I said earlier, I'm not out here criticizing Benoit and Wellington. I'm out here telling you about the mistakes that they can't afford to do. But they got to stay away from. You look at Lethal Larry Cameron, 270 pounds. The Angel of Death, 307.
No. Get your weights right. It's 293.
Oh, he lost 10 pounds.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, 293 from 307 is 10. Right. Okay. Well, he's rubbing in that elbow. Boy, he's a big man. He is one monster of a man. And in contrast to Lethal Larry Cameron, the Angel's not a half-bad guy out of the ring. In contrast to some other fighters I know, he's not a half-bad guy. There's the cover, just too close call.
You know, I really thought Lethal Larry Cameron thought he had him gone, but I tell you, it's going to take a lot to put away Chris Benoit and Wellington, especially when they got something that these two big giants of wrestling want, and that's the belts.
This for the International Tag Team Championship belts. The challengers, Lethal Larry Cameron and the Angel of Death, going into the ring against the Youngbloods, Chris Benoit and Biff Wellington. 1 fall, 1 hour. Cameron is mauling him at mid-ring as we go past the 10-minute mark.
David Putnam is really putting Biff Wellington in his place.
Boy, they can't exchange, the Youngbloods that is, at close range. Very difficult. They give away so much weight. That quickness of Benoit showing there. He's going to fly. Here it comes. Oh, nice landing. 1, 2. He was kicked out of there by Cameron. Now everybody's going after everybody. Are we going to have a confrontation? You betcha. A little bit of a turnaround, and Wellington got knocked clean out of the ring. Oh, he landed heavily, and now there's 2 of them against Benoit. What is this?
Oh, I think it's all over. I think we're looking at new tag team champions right now. Oh, yeah, here we go. Benoit's out of it. He's got no partner. Biff Wellington, he's on the floor. All he has to do now is get up, and he'll put that claw on, and it'll be all over.
Here he comes with a claw. Benoit looking around. He gets the claw to the forehead. And that's precisely what he wants to avoid. He's pouring it to him on the floor. What is this? Here's Jason. Jason the Terrible. What is this? He comes in. He's going after Lethal Larry Cameron. He's broken up the whole thing.
Now, you see, this is completely wrong now. This man should be fined and suspended by the IWA. The Angel of Death was on the verge of winning the Tag Team Championship.
That's right. I can't argue with that.
And we should have law and order in here.
I can't argue with that. He had him. And I'll tell you, the Angel of Death had that title wrapped up before Jason waltzed in there. So it's going to be a controversial decision here. And there's no question that Angel and Cameron are venting their spleen on Jason right now. And maybe it's understandable.
Whatever Jason's getting right now, it's coming to him. And he deserves what he gets. He should be fined and suspended. Hey, maybe for life. This is outrageous, and I'm going to report it to the IWA.
You are. This is one fall with a 45-minute time limit.
You sit back and you watch this.
Sit back and watch this.
You watch this.
Well, we're doing a lot of yelling, but finally he's going back toward the ring.
Well, Bulldog Bob Brown's running off at the mouth cost him dearly at the beginning of that bout. He grabbed the house microphone from me as I was doing the ring announcing. He started spewing out his guts to Ricky Rice and Bruce Hart, and he got nailed.
Well, what is going on here? Bruce Hart is trying to get, so is Ricky Rice, over at the Browns. The Browns now, they can't even get into the ring.
It's all talking right now. It's a little bit of hide and seek. It doesn't seem to be that either Bulldog Bob Brown or Pitbull Kerry Brown wants to get into the action. Can't say as I blame them, though. They were getting whipped around pretty good in the ring, particularly Bulldog.
Well, finally, they're going to get in there under the watchful eye of Ricky Rice. Bruce Hart gets over quickly to have a look at both men. And oddly enough, the Browns simply cannot get into the ring. Here's Bulldog getting slapped around. Now Kerry Brown joins them there. And Kerry and the Bulldog both get hammered by Ricky Rice. Oh, what a wild thing this is.
Well, it's total mayhem. It'll be nice when it finally comes down to just two men in the ring, and it finally has Bruce Hart in there against Kerry Brown, but doesn't seem like the Browns want to mix it up.
Strange. One fall, 45-minute time limit. David Putnam is the referee. And that's Bruce Hart dishing it out right now to Kerry Brown. Ricky Rice, of course, he's been in the territory 2 or 3 weeks. This is my first look at him, but I hear nothing but good.
I've seen him in action in a couple of bouts. He is very, very good. They call him Sensational Ricky Rice. They call him the Top Gun. Whatever you want to call him. He's not only a very skilled wrestler, a very quick wrestler, he's also a class individual. Good to have him here in the territory.
Well, of course, I have seen him in bygone times in the AWA, where he was quite a tag team combination with his friend Derek Dukes. They were sensational in the AWA. But now, Rice picks up a new partner in the IWA. And Bruce Hart, that partner, comes into the ring right here, right now. David Putnam has been hard-pressed to keep this thing under control. But look at the pressure being applied here by Bruce Hart.
Well, Kerry Brown has had arm problems lately. He claims that he was attacked in the parking lot with a baseball bat by Bruce.
Why is it I don't believe that?
I do not believe it either. I think it's a load of horse hockey. But I can tell you this much. that is the story that Bulldog Bob Brown and Kerry Brown are telling. Bulldog Bob Brown, very content to shoot off his mouth, and seems quite pleased to be outside the ring, holding onto the tag rope rather than mixing it up inside the ring. The fans, of course, screaming out every time it looks like he is going to come in and interfere.
We've just gone past the 5-minute mark. Bulldog Bob Brown cannot get into the ring. He's trying to cheat his way in to help this man, Kerry Brown. He's got an upside-down view of the world, this Kerry Brown. He's got Bruce Hart all over him. Bulldog getting a little frustrated with the crowd that won't allow him any advantage at all. Very important tag team battle. Already Ricky Rice and Bruce Hart are being listed as the #2 contenders behind Cameron and the Angel of Death. And of course the champions are Benoit and Wellington. Rob Brown and Kerry Brown listed as #3 contenders. So this is a big one. Bruce Hart has been shown a second yellow card.
One more card, and it is a disqualification for the team of Hart and Rice. You know, Bruce Hart was just beside himself when Ricky Rice came into the territory. He was just thrilled. He was delighted because he excels in tag teams. Action does Bruce Hart. For a long time, of course, he and Brian Pillman were the international tag team champions, calling themselves Bad Company. Now it looks like Bruce Hart has another solid partner in Ricky Rice, and believe me, he is delighted.
And he is in good company. You got it. Kerry Brown just cannot seem to work his way out of difficulty here. Boy, this man, Ricky Rice, and Bruce Hart are really controlling the proceedings in the early going. As we move toward the 10-minute mark, this is a one-fall affair. As mentioned earlier, a 45-minute time limit. Not only very talented, very nice guy, very good-looking guy is Ricky Rice. Small wonder he's a real crowd favorite. Got it. Beautifully done. He's got that good speed. Works hard. Bruce Hart, having a look at Bulldog, knocks him down, and Bulldog's out of the ring. Kerry Brown is in the same kind of trouble in the ring once again.
Bruce Hart had better watch himself. He has 2 yellow cards already. A 3rd yellow card. Bulldog. Bulldog hovering over us here at ringside. I thought he was about to say something, but he was just making these strange slobbering sounds.
Wipe the drool off yourself there, Jimbo. They got Kerry Brown all hung out to dry. Brown trying to get over to make the tag, cannot do so. Hart and Rice are just hammering away at that right arm. There's already a bad bruise there.
Kerry Brown, we're reaching about the 10-minute mark. Kerry Brown has been in that ring for every single second of the bout, except at the beginning when both he and his dad were running around outside the ring. Bulldog Bob Brown has been in the ring 0 seconds. This man does not want to get involved, and I hope he does, so he can tell all his fans that, look at how good I can perform, look at how great an athlete are. The autographs will be signed a little later on. I only charge a small fee. Right, Bulldog?
10 minutes gone, 10 minutes.
We're at that 10-minute mark right now. Ricky Rice just keeps pouring it to that right arm. Gary Pitbull Brown with the Bulldog against Ricky Rice and Bruce Hart. It has been, I would say, from the Brown standpoint, an embarrassing 10 minutes. Embarrassing.
The Pitbull and the Bulldog have been dog meat.
Absolutely. Well, Bulldog tried to get into the ring. Now he gets trapped in the corner. Look out. Bruce Hart, a little overzealous, was looking the wrong way and got the elbow, and now a very solid headbutt for the first time. He's got something in his hand. This paragon of virtue, Bulldog Bob Brown, he's got something in his hand.
And whatever he's got, whatever that foreign object is, he drove it right into the face, into the eye area of Bruce Hart, and Bruce is in all kinds of trouble. You know, I don't think that it was by mere accident that Bulldog Bob Brown fell down as he was trying to retreat.
I can't believe what you're doing. I can't believe what he is doing in there. Well, there is your sportsman, Bulldog Bob Brown. Kerry coming in. Over the top, which of course is totally illegal. But the referee, David Putnam, did not see it. Here comes Bulldog. He's doing something to the eye. I don't know what it is. What is he doing here? Meantime, there's a great confrontation going on in the ring. Ricky Rice trying to get at Kerry Brown. Bruce Hart in difficulty. Now, of course, the legal man is Bruce Hart, and hence the confusion. I don't think he knows what town he's in right now. Bulldog awaits him in mid-ring, but Bruce can't get into the ring. Now he does. Well, almost.
The Browns take turns in distracting the referee, David Putnam, and while one of them is distracting, the other one engages in foul play. While Bulldog was distracting the referee, Kerry Brown threw Bruce Hart over the ropes. While Kerry Brown distracted the referee, Bulldog Bob Brown gouged at the eyes of Bruce Hart. It's conspiracy by design.
Pretty good description there, James. Getting close to the 15-minute mark. The atomic drop. Brown is doing it again. I can't believe he's getting away with it.
The referee just seems to never be on top of things when Bulldog is using that foreign object to gouge the eyes of Bruce Hart. I don't know if Hart can see properly in there.
Watch this. Cross body block. Where's the referee? Just a 2 count, but Kerry Brown was down for 5 or 6.
15 minutes gone, 15 minutes.
A featured bout, the main event on the card. Bulldog Bob Brown and Kerry Pitbull Brown going against Bruce Hart and rookie Ricky Rice. Ricky, who's putting on a great show here in the early going of the bout. There was no question that Rice and Hart were totally dominant until such time as Bulldog, with all his lectures on this microphone about sportsmanship, pulled out a foreign object and caused some mayhem for Bruce Hart. Of course, the Brown duo coming out of Kansas City. Bruce Hart from Calgary, Ricky Rice, Minneapolis. Boy, is he in trouble. Ricky Rice is enraged, but look what's happening now. A double whammy by the Brown boys. Pillar to post for Bruce Hart.
Bruce Hart almost out on his feet. He has had his eyes gouged by Bulldog Bob Brown. He has been thrown over the top rope by Kerry the Pitbull Brown. He is on Strange Street and he can hardly see.
Bulldog gets out of there. There was no tag. There was no tag. Can he pull him over? Yes, he can. Where's the referee? Out to lunch, that's where. Oh, he caught him on the side of the head with a clothesline. We're nearing the 20-minute mark. One fall, 45-minute time limit. And Hart is jammed into the corner by 2 men. Rice can hardly contain himself. What's this? There's the tag. Bulldog didn't see it. Here comes Rice. He wants this guy. He caught him coming in close. Boy, did he ever belt Kerry Brown. Kerry, shake it up. Here's the other one. This is good power, good strength being exhibited by Rice. Pulls him over. One. But Bulldog broke it up. And Bulldog swings, misses. Watch this now. Rice just knocks him down. Lethal Larry Cameron. No, Cameron, what's he doing? What's he doing in there? Then Kerry Brown hits Rice from behind and out he goes. Seems difficult to decide a fight in the middle of the ring. Here's the pile driver. No, he knocks him down.
I cannot believe this. This is the man, Lethal Larry Cameron, who broke the neck of Ricky Rice, put him in the hospital for 6 months, and now he wants more of them.
Bruce Hart doing a job in the ring in the meantime as Lethal Larry Cameron leaves the premises, and he's left bodies lying all over the place. The 2 Browns are down. Bruce Hart is looking after his partner and may be counted out as a result. That's going to do it, but I'll tell you, that is really, really, really a tainted victory. Oh, what a night it has been. Yes, sir, I'll guarantee you we'll have great action next time around. Of that there seems to be no doubt. So we shall look forward to seeing you next time, but in the meantime, and in between time, that's it. another edition of TSN Wrestling. Bye-bye now.